Yeah. What? What? Ha ha. Yeah. Pyro is crazy. What is going down, world? Welcome to the 40s. I go by the name Black Pegasus, and today I'm checking out Skillet Hero for the first time. Now, I've reacted to Skillet on the channel, and they drop bangers that I think the first time reaction I ever did to them was Monster. These MFs are on fire for real. You know, we coming in with this video, and the pyro in the video is just bananas. Like, it's actually kind of gangster. I rock with that. So yeah, I'm gonna check this joint out. I've never heard this. I've never seen the video, and I'm excited to see what it's about. I've liked everything that I've heard from them so far. They have this unique style, that back and forth style. You know, I'm trying to think of that song. Maybe it was an Evanescence song where it's like, wake me up, da, 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 and it was like a little bit of back and forth. Now, I'm not making a comparison saying they sound like that at all. I'm just, well, actually, I am making a comparison, but it's like, what I'm trying to say is they don't sound like that, but that's the comparison I made. Like, I remember hearing stuff like that, and it reminded me of that, let's say. But they do their own thing, man. I don't really want to put Skillet in that box. But if I was making a comparison on something that I've heard to reacting, you know, that's kind of the wave. Anyways, yeah, man, if y'all are here for a first-time reaction, let's get this one started. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and welcome back to the channel.
They tease him a lot, black peas on the spot. Welcome back, 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 welcome back. 40.
All right, let me get this logo down and pull the video up. Don't forget to support the original content on the channel. I do have another channel, Pegasus vs. the World, where I do commentary, but I also have a family travel vlog channel. You want to rock, I'll link it, but all the music and the music reactions happen right here on this channel. You want access to the reactions early, there's a link in the description to our membership, gives you early access. I update it every single day, and there's a nice catalog in there. Regardless, don't feel left out. I do release everything from the membership eventually. It just takes a little bit of time because we have a lot. We actually have a lot of bulk in there. So anyways, thank you for your support. Huge shout out to all the members. Let's get this going. Now, we are checking this out from Skillet's official YouTube channel. All right, so go over there and rock with Skillet and without me, independently of me. I always say that because reaction videos are never a substitute for the original content. And I don't think that, you know, needs to be said, but I think it's, you know, it's responsible of me to say that, right? And just try to lead people back to the water, the source. Okay, so check them out, stream the music, and let's go. Let's see what's rocking here, man. They coming out hot and heavy with this joint. This is called Hero by Skillet.
I'm just a step away, I'm just a breath away, losing my faith today.
Falling off the edge today.
I am just a man, not superhuman.
I'm not superhuman.
Someone save me from the haze. Just another war, just another family torn.
Falling from my feet today.
Just a step on the edge, just another day in the world we live. I need a hero to save me now. I need a hero.
Save me now.
I need a hero to save my life. A hero will save me.
Just in time.
I've gotta fight today to live another day. Speak.
Yo, hold on. This is kind of crazy. I love the music. I like their back and forth. Now, I made that comparison earlier just to say they do not sound anything like what I reference, but a little bit of that back and forth. They just keep going. Like, this is crazy. Like, in the rap world, there's rap duos that kind of have this really dope back and forth, like Black Star or Jadakiss and Styles P, where it's just like this rap back and forth. I really like the way they're presenting this joint, right? This you know, tennis, back and forth. But yo, the messaging is kind of wild. Like just in 1 minute, I'm picking up on this whole the lived human experience, right? The lived human experience about us breaking down and losing sight, like being broken. And sometimes you need help, right? Help from and sometimes you can't draw the help from within. You know, I'm a big believer on, looking inward and trying to draw that from within no matter what, like pick yourself up regardless type of thing. But there are these dark moments, these moments where we just fall. And it's like God's hand will lift us up. And whether it's, through this, through friends, through relationships, through whatever it may be, sometimes you need help, right? Sometimes it's sometimes you can't do it yourself. I hate saying the word can't. I honestly don't believe that in some capacity. But every now and then, it's like, remember the story of Job in the Bible? I always go back to that because I just remember what he was put through and going through the darkest moment. And I don't know, there's just something at the beginning of this that really spoke to me. I was thinking about some of my darkest moments, and I did have resilience, but it took that light to get me out of that place. I'll talk about, let me just listen to the song more, but that's what I'm already picking up on from the offset. Those fire is crazy though. That's wild.
I've gotta fight today to live another day. Speaking my mind today.
My voice will be heard today.
I've gotta make a stand, but I am just a man.
I'm not superhuman.
My voice will be heard today. It's just another war, just another family
My
torn.
voice will be heard today.
It's just another kill. The countdown begins to destroy ourselves. I need a hero to save me now. I need a hero. I need a hero to save my life. A hero will save me. I need a hero to save my life. I need a hero just in time. Save me just in time. Save me just in time. Who's gonna fight for what's right? Who's gonna help us survive? We're in the fight of our lives.
We're not ready to die.
Who's gonna fight for the weak? Who's gonna make them believe? I've got a hero living in me. I've gotta fight for what's right. Today I'm speaking my mind. If it kills me tonight,
We'll be ready to
a
die.
hero's not afraid to give his life. A hero's gonna save me just in time. I need a hero to save me now.
Yo, hold on. So this, I don't know. I don't know how I didn't mention this. They're faith based. They're a faith based rock group. So they are talking about Jesus Christ in this song. So to deny his name, is just because he's saying to live within my heart. However, the way they wrote this is for a larger audience, right? Because there are people that are heroes in your life that might have passed on, or even someone who literally like saved your life from a burning building or something, and they live on within your memories, your heart, they're your loved ones, right? So this interpretation can spread to more than just people who believe in Jesus or God or any of those things. Um, but as they started saying some things, I'm like, oh, they're talking about Jesus Christ. I sense it now. And when they're putting in, because so I've been having, so I want to talk about a couple things. I'm struggling with this back and forth. Well, because I believe in God, I believe in Jesus, but I also believe he gave us the power and freedom of choice, the power of creation. We're created in his image. So at some point, we have to look inside to be able to pull our stuff out of the mud as well, right? As we focus on him and the teachings and the Christ consciousness. Um, I do struggle with laying down and saying, "Hey, I need someone to save me. I need a hero." Right? But in the concept of being saved and believing in Jesus, I believe in that and I understand that. I'm just saying in real world application, just getting depressed or getting down and all my chips are down and just being like, bro, I need something outside of myself to pull me up. There's a part of me that doesn't believe that type of thinking serves us. And I don't even think God wants us to rely on that type of thinking. And I don't think that's what they're presenting here as I listen to it more. Right. This is really saying that God is the hero that saved us from our sins. And then they're presenting it in a way that's palatable for the world so you can relate to it and the music grows with anyone who can relate to a hero that saved you from something you couldn't save yourself from. It could be physical, it could be abuse, it could be addiction, it could be a lot of different things. And they kind of slid some ideas about addiction in here. But I do think that is one of the powerful things that is given to us is to be able to pick ourselves up as well. So there's a part of me, anyways, the story I was going to tell is when me and my wifey, and this is a reoccurring story on the channel, just depends on what reactions you've watched, because this was a traumatic experience for me and the wifey. But our firstborn was a son, a baby boy, about 6.5 months, and he was stillborn. His heart stopped beating in the womb, and my wife had to go ahead and deliver him still. So a little different than a miscarriage, right? But anyways, that was really dark and traumatic. And at that time, I was having issues with my rap career at the time, my business. Um, I don't know. I forget because with sometimes traumatic experiences, you block certain things out. But beyond my rap career, touring, and my concert business, I also had a recording studio at the time. And I forget if this happened before or after our loss, but someone broke into our recording studio and stole everything. And I just had kind of hit rock bottom. I was traumatized about losing our firstborn and him being my firstborn son and stuff like that. And I was just super traumatized in a very dark place that I felt like I couldn't get myself out of, which I technically didn't. And what happened was a lot of the faith, believing in Jesus and all these different things that I grew up doing. Actually, I never stopped believing in Jesus. I just kind of put my faith to the side for a long time and just was selfish. And I just remember finding myself in a very lonely, dark place and just giving it to God. And that's what I needed to do. And, or that's what I felt like I needed to do. And the light started to, glimmer. We had to go through the loss, go through the grief. But I didn't know what else to do because I was just in such a dark place. I was working hard with my career, working, I never stopped. I never took no for an answer. And, then losing the baby boy. And then, literally right after that or right before it, my whole recording studio getting robbed with thousands of dollars worth of gear and just being like, I could use a helping hand, you know, like just being in the darkest place, and that might not be the darkest. Some people could be strung out on crack, like really, really in a dark place. At least I have family. I have my wife, I had good support system, but I was definitely outside of myself and definitely at a point where I did feel like I needed a hero, but I just get left it in the hands of God's, left it in the hand hands of God. Uh, and I went through the grieving process. I tried to take it on the chin. Just little beams of light started shining through everything. It was really weird. All of that happening, I was like, I quit. I'm gonna retire from rap. I'm done with rap music. I was bitter. I was jaded. And it was ironic because like I think 3 or 4 months, I was like, hey, this is my last album. I'm retiring. My album, Robert Houston the Second. I start doing the rollout for my last album as a retirement album. And the first music video I dropped just started going viral. And ironically, the song is called Idolatry, right? And it's It really has. It's so weird, because I've always kind of been against idolatry. And when you listen to the song, you might think it's idolizing this concept of idolatry. But me, I'm pushing back on that concept of people idolizing, all these different things. Long story short, I felt like that was a signal. And then I just kept getting more signals not to give up on your music or your passions and just stay it was just little signals that made no like I it just made no sense. And all I know is little lights shined and someone helped me out. Not like physically gave me money or anything, but just the tide turned. And whether you want to believe in that's just fate or God, which I believe it was God, I did at that time. I needed something. I was in a very dark, lonely, isolated place. And I think I would have crawled out of it eventually, but maybe not if I would have kept if I wouldn't have been given the grace I was given, even though it was just like little signals, you know, I don't know. But that's my personal story that this reminds me of this song, Hero. When sometimes you just need that little extra helping hand and not as a give out, just as guidance, right? We all need guidance. We all need mentorship at some capacity. And who's greater than that than God? But, in your life, sometimes it could be sent as a person or however you want to cherish that or believe in it.
Who's gonna save me just in time? I need a hero. Save me now. I need a hero. I need a hero. Save my life. A hero will save me. I need a hero. Who's gonna fight for what's right? Who's gonna help us survive? I need a hero. Who's gonna fight for the weak? Who's gonna make 'em believe? I need a hero. I need a hero. A hero's gonna save me just in time.
Yeah, I think so. First, the music's dope. Their vocals are dope. I love the back and forth. With the messaging, it just gets me thinking because, like, I realize that there is pushback in my soul of this. I need a hero, and I think it's also because I'm a father, and it is complex in the sense of I have to be the hero for my family. I have to be the protector, the rock, and all these different things. So hearing a song saying, I need a hero, which is like, yo, I need I need to be that stoic soldier walking in the background and the firefighter. Like that has to be me for my family. So now I'm starting to understand why I was pushing back from this sentiment, what they're saying at first. However, I also understand where what they're speaking for, right? Because we all need God. I believe we all need God, right? You know? And yeah, that's what I believe. That's what I believe. And from that angle, I totally understand it. Also, for people that are stuck in the mud, like sometimes, you'd be surprised how many of us have been, helped or saved by like just a good person in your life as well, which I believe a lot of times is positioned. There's so many variables here. But I really enjoyed that song. I really enjoyed that song. And there's truth to light in there. Skillet. That's crazy because if I didn't really dive into the lyrics, I could have just nodded my head and be like, yo, this is like, because it just, when I hear rock music, a lot of times I get influenced to like have energy and be, like lift weights. But this was different. When you say I need a hero, there is something to that. Anyways, let me know what I got, what I missed. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Thank you for being some man. 40 years down the road, back again. FUQ boy.